much weight on me. Could I just be free? I want to fly away, live my life in my own way. Give me a new day. I got a fresh outside again. This could be, this could be, this could be.
It's time for the talking to stop and the fighting to start. This should be good. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
And now it's time for the tale of the tape. Andy Ruiz Jr., his height 188 centimeters, his reach also 188 cm. And his opponent here, none other than Alexander Usyk. He's 6'3" with a 78-inch reach.
What a weight difference. These two fighters are going to be in deep water. One has a size, has a weight behind it. The other is small, shorter, much lighter. Got to be fast, got to be sharp. Otherwise, you're out of there.
Andy Ruiz Jr., who could forget when he upset Anthony Joshua in one of the most shocking heavyweight wins in world history. In the process, he became the first Mexican-American world heavyweight champ ever. Alexander Usyk, the former undisputed cruiserweight champion and heavyweight champion of the world, fighting out of Ukraine.
Todd, can you spot the reach difference? Can you spot it? Look at that.
And now it's time for the official introductions, and for that, we go to the Hall of Famer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Imperial, California, in the United States, the first Mexican-American heavyweight champion in boxing history, a unified heavyweight champion of the world, the Destroyer, Andy Ruiz Jr. Fighting out of the blue corner, and now from Crimea in Ukraine, here is an undisputed cruiserweight world champion and an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk.
Expectations are sky high for this fight. Will it live up to the hype? We're about to find out.
Todd, all I can say, heaven on earth. Heaven on earth.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be two that we're talking about. So here we go. Should be a good one. Punch, counter punch. A swing and a miss with the right hook. Misses with the straight left. Those counter punches have to hurt. Really good buzz in the air tonight. This crowd waiting for something special.
Can you imagine walking into this, Todd? Walking into an arena with such noise, people chanting your name. You can't even hear your corner man whisper in your ear. I've been in situations like that where it can be terrorizing if you haven't got your wits about you.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
He threw a punch and just got countered. They blocked the left there. They blocked the left there. They blocked the left there. very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz Jr. in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need an... And there's the bell for round 2. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Good counter punch. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
The reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
And that jab just missed with the left hand. They block the left there. That counter shot lands. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
This counter puncher is gonna wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
They block the left there. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally come. Let's get it started in round 3. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Right uppercut can't find a home. That counter shot lands. They block the left there. Well, we know what the game plan is going to be for this fighter. He's got to stick and move and avoid the big shots from the bigger man.
If you're standing in front of a dumper truck and you're trying to punch it back, push it back, the dumper truck is probably going to roll right over you.
Nice counter shot. Perfect counter lands. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz Jr. in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. And there's the bell to start round 4. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They blocked the left there. Nice idea with the hook, but that's blocked. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Good-looking hook, but it was blocked. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
Dominance without a doubt.
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end this fight.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to thinking. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagan and pickpocket them.
Beautiful counter shot. This is one of the best rounds I've seen this year. They blocked the left there. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nice counter. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz Jr. in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close. There's the bell for round 6. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
The jab doesn't quite connect. The perfect counter lands. They block the hook. You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's not a match made in heaven.
Got out of the way of that right hook. Misses with the straight left. They both want the knockout. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz in that last round. From this moment forward, there's the bell to start round 7. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
There's a counter shot. How about that time counter shot? What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They blocked the left there. How about that time counter shot? Back and forth they go. They blocked the left there. They blocked the left there. Despite what the judges' scorecards read. Oh, wait a minute! Andy Ruiz is dazed. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz Jr. in that last round. At this point, you got to... Round 8, and we're off again. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
There's a counter shot. This fighter is sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Some fighters are just gifted. Gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
He misses with that straight left. Timing beats speed. Speed beats power. They blocked the left there. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz in that last round. What would you tell this guy if he's got to do something different? And we enter the ninth. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Usyk! Looks like trouble was averted.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
They're both trying for a knockout. Swing and a miss with the jab. Usyk might go down here. What an upset. I thought that was going to be a knockdown at least.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Beautiful counter punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Andy Ruiz Jr. in that last round. It's round 10. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Block the left there. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
Counter shot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. The big Ukrainian in big trouble. No, we don't see a knockdown.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
And down goes Alexander Usyk. And he dropped him. The perfect sniper shot. Let's watch it again one more time.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from? 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me your breath.
judges agree, and we've got a unanimous decision.
They've done it before, now they're doing it again, and look what's happened. A unanimous decision. What a way, what tactics, what a game plan, what a result.